Dear hard work, on today's episode we're going to talk about hard yakka and 5 ways to create a fulfilling life through work. Hello everyone, hard yakka, it's an Australian expression, it's a great expression, I love it. Ever since I was a kid I always thought, what a great word, yakka. So what it really implies is getting in, getting dirty, getting involved, being present and just doing the job that's in front of you rather than theorising or intellectualising about it. It's really, a truism that's lasted millions of years. So as always, going to begin with a quote on the subject. The quote is, "Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better." Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Jim Rohn, what an incredibly powerful quote. You can't control the circumstances around you. So wanting something to be easier, so if in a difficult situation, you can't wish it away and go, oh, I wish this was easier, if this was easy, it'd be great. But what you can do is you can get better. And what's interesting about getting better as a human being is those difficult situations seem to go away. And this is such a powerful tool. We spend so much of our life just wishing things were different. How effective has that been for you? How effective has that been for your friends and family? When you talk to someone in a tough situation, when they say, I wish it was different, why me, why me? How does that work out for them? Or is it until they change that state and become a better person that things become easier? For me, Hercules, there's stories that have been told by ancient societies are really, really powerful, and Hercules is a great story, and not the movie, but the real story, the ancient story of Hercules, in which he was driven mad by the goddess Hera, and was in a dream was driven to madness that he killed his wife and his children. When he woke up out of this madness, he realised what he had done, and ultimately he was told by the gods that he had to complete, I believe it was 8 mythical tasks, which were all impossible, diverting a river, cutting the heads off serpents, and he just went at it. And he completed these tasks. And what's interesting about the story is that ultimately he was completing these tasks to reunite with his dead loved ones. But what was interesting about it is that obviously when he did the jobs and he took on these large tasks, he wasn't thinking about his family, he wasn't thinking about this devastating situation. He was in the moment, he was present, he was achieving an aim. And that's something that I find is so true. When you're engrossed in work, you can think about it later, oh, that was crap work, or that was good work, I wish I didn't have to work. But when you're there, it's not a problem. So many people drag themselves out of bed, get into the showers going, why do I have to work today? Why do I have to work? Go to work, get it done, and then go home and go, I hate my job. Hold on. You were okay at work. Wouldn't you be really, really bad at work if it was really, really that bad? No, what's happening is you're allowing your brain to ruminate and to create the real problems. So what are these 5 ways that we can create hard work in our life to actually create some meaning? So number 1, understand that avoiding pain equals suffering. It's an equation. Avoiding pain, subtracting the pain that you don't want, equals suffering because it lingers. Pain is real. I'm not here to tell you pain isn't real. If you stab me in the arm, I'm sure it will hurt. But if I thought about why you stabbed me in the arm for the next 10 years and had held anger and bitterness against you, that would create suffering. And understanding the difference is really, really important. Suffering is unnecessary. Biology didn't create suffering. Evolution didn't create suffering. Our mind created suffering. And pain is real. So accept the pain in your life and become better. And don't allow the suffering to overtake you. I believe this is best summed up when Mark Twain said some horrible, terrible, frustrating things have happened in my life, and some of them came true. The mind creates so much suffering, and once ended, the pain that comes into life is nothing compared to the suffering. Number 2, do the easy things, live a difficult life. Do the difficult things, live an easy life. It is so true. Wanting things to go away, or waiting for tomorrow, or procrastinating, or saying, oh, can't someone else do this, or I'll do this when I feel a bit more up to it, will create a difficult life. We all know that. It's kind of like putting these problems into the corner and then bang, they come and hit you all at once. Just do it. That old Nike logo, just do it. Just be there, just take action, and if it's a good place that you're coming from, who's to judge the outcome? The outcome came from a good place. Who cares? Let the chips fall where they may and just do it. Number 4, presence. So presence and mindfulness is the greatest way to just get the job done. Thinking about how hard it's going to be will never allow you to get started. Just do it. And if a job's worth doing, it's worth doing poorly, that old statement, because This idea of perfection, that's never going to happen. Perfection is just in the doing. The sun doesn't release energy at the perfect scenario. Sometimes there's solar flares, sometimes there's different reactions on the surface of the sun, but I think the sun's perfect. I don't need to go think about the nuances of the sun. It just delivers, it just does its job. And when you just do your job, that's good enough. Your best in this current moment is always good enough, no matter what anyone says. And finally, the obstacle is the way. It's so true. We want to get obstacles out of our way. Oh, I was trying to, run this marathon, but then I hurt my arm and now I'm giving up. No, hurting your arm is part of the process of becoming a marathon runner. It's beautiful. It's the path. The obstacle is the way. I told the story on the previous video about the king who rolled the boulder into the middle of the road. The reality is that these problems that you see, even if they are real, when you encounter them, you'll just deal with them, and that will be part of your journey. We all have challenges, whether it's relationships, jobs, or work, and it becomes part of our story. We don't sit there and go, well, now that I've had a pay cut, I'm just going to go and suspend animation and not live. You just deal with it, and things flourish, and the story is written, and new chapters are added. Hard work can be great. Getting in and doing stuff is all that matters. Intellectualizing and thoughts and thinking, there's a point where it just doesn't help anymore. Sometimes you just got to roll up your sleeves and get stuck into either exercise, work, or the passion that you really want to get started. Something to think about, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Until then, goodbye.